And so we're going to talk about another reason why the NBA sucks. Right now it has for the past few years, and one of the biggest reasons is this guy right here, Mr. LeBron Ramon James. Now the NBA has bent over backwards since this guy has been in the league to keep him relevant. Now this guy at this point is 39 years old. As of this date, December 18th, 2024. So he'll be 30. I'm sorry. He'll be 40 in 12 days, 2 weeks. I remember that because that's the same day as my son's birthday. Now, it would be different if his game was still marketable. But one thing that I've noticed over time that the American people, we love things, and this is just in general in life and in public, we love it. We're fascinated by things for a certain period of time. And then after that certain period of time, we grow to hate that. And you can give an example of any dynasty in any sport. If you're outside of that team's fan base, you grow to hate those dynasties. You start to think that the sport is rigged and they just setting it up for that team to win. They get all the favorable trades. They get all the amazing draft picks. Although the draft picks when you win are not high, but for some reason, whoever you end up drafting during your dynasty run, those players most of the time end up turning out to be great players. So my point is that over time, we as fans outside of that particular team, we learn to hate things that just go on too long. Now, Lakers fans are different than LeBron fans, which are different than Kobe fans. Now, Lakers fans, they can't wait for this guy to retire. He can't leave soon enough. I heard on more than 2 occasions Lakers fans express that they are Lakers fans in remission. That they're just holding off their fandom and their support for the Lakers because LeBron James is on the team. And if you look at LeBron James' track record, he's ruined every team, actually except Miami, because they have Pat Riley at the helm. He's ruined every team he's been to when he's gone. So when he left Cleveland, Cleveland was almost like a middle level college team when he left. And once Cleveland kind of built itself back up halfway, he's going to go back to Cleveland and then win a championship. And then he's going to go to Miami with arguably, at the time, they had 2 of the best players in the NBA with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, not to mention all the other pieces that Pat Riley had put together with the Miami Heat. And so they win a couple championships down there. And so the NBA's bent over backwards to accommodate this guy. The point is, this dude is done. He should have been retired 4 or 5 years ago. And he's one of the biggest problems in the NBA. Now, he has brought in this player empowerment thing. Now, I do believe in a level of player empowerment. But the players should not be able to dictate things at such a level that they do in the NBA. And forgive my ignorance, I don't know if this is the way it is in the other major sports leagues, but the players, which actually I think it sounds fair, they get the majority of the revenue, which I think in NBA they get like 51% of the revenue. on top of whatever salaries that they make. Because, I mean, granted, these are the actual people that are on the court. But if you look at it the other way, they wouldn't be on the court if the owners didn't put up the money, didn't build the arena, didn't pay the players, didn't draft, all of that type of stuff. So it's kind of one hand washes the other in a certain way. Because if you don't put a winning team on the court, nobody's going to come to watch. The networks are not going to pay for the product, this and that. So you put up the money, but then you invest the money wisely to do your best to put on a good product. So, we can go back and forth on that. But LeBron James should have retired 4 or 5 years ago. And the Lakers are terrible. They are terrible. And people, whoever gives them credit for winning that dumb bubble tournament championship, that is not a real championship. From what I hear, most of the players in the bubble didn't even want to be there. And you can't blame them. They were on this campus. They were secluded. And most of them just wanted to go home. They didn't really give it much effort. And what do you know? The Lakers won the bubble championship. Again, another way that the NBA has bent over to make things easier for one LeBron James. Now, they're still trying to keep this guy relevant. In the meantime, they got some great players in the NBA that should be marketed to places outside of their own home state and their home city. So I'm sure when the Memphis Grizzlies go to play Utah, they would probably like to know what Ja Morant is about a little bit. When they go to play Portland, I'm sure they would like to know what Ja Morant is about a little bit, because obviously they care about their hometown players more. Maybe generally in America, if they knew what a player like Ja Morant was about, or a player like Victor Wembanyama in San Antonio, 7'4" freak in a good way. If they knew about an MVP candidate in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who played for one of the most amazing franchises in the Oklahoma City Thunder, and kind of see what the Oklahoma City Thunder is, starting in Seattle. Even Kevin Durant started there. They had some great teams with Sean Kemp and Sam Perkins back in the day, and Gary Payton and things like that. The whole Oklahoma City history, starting in Seattle, is something that fans may want to know about. Fans outside of OKC or fans outside of Seattle, Washington, they might, because I think that story is just fascinating with what OKC has done over the years, with having James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook on the same team. Is just, and they back up there again, and they're very competitive. It's just things like that. And now with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on their team, an MVP candidate for the last few years, they want to know about that. Even a player on the Lakers, Anthony Davis. This guy just puts up numbers, and this guy is very efficient over the past few years. I know he's had some injuries and he seems brittle, but when Anthony Davis plays, you're going to get minimum 24 and 12 from Anthony Davis. Minimum. When he's healthy and he plays. I'm sure people outside of LA and New York and places like that would like to know about a player like Anthony Davis. So it's just another one of the few reasons why the NBA sucks right now. The NBA is in trouble. You even have the networks that invested all this money in this new TV deal. They're questioning things. And right now, the NBA has this, actually it just concluded this Emirates NBA Cup in-season tournament to garner more interest, to where they're putting all these ridiculous graphics and bright colors and all this type of crap on the court. It's hard to watch the game because you're looking at what's on the court. What you're trying to see on the court, just, they got a lot of problems. And I want them to fix them because I would love to be interested in NBA basketball again. And then one can sit there and say, oh, you're just being too shallow, because it's on a TV. I'm sitting up here watching it on this giant screen in 4K HDR. How can I not see all these distracting colors on the floor when I'm trying to watch the gracefulness and the athleticism of the players, to appreciate that? Because I don't care what you say. Besides boxers, I gotta think like NBA players. They're some of the most skillful athletes that are out there. Skillful. Not comparing them to football players, who's some of the toughest and things of that nature. But as far as skill, besides boxers, NBA players are some of the best in the world. And I would like to see that. I don't want to see 75 3-pointers missed in a game. I would much rather see player get the ball, dribble a few times, size his opponent up, drive to the basket, layup. Skill. Even 3-point shooting is a skill, but you can just throw the ball up there. Half the time, Steph Curry throws it up there. He's a Hall of Famer. He just happens to make them. He's mastered it. More kudos to him. But I don't want to see 75 of those missed a game. So that's going to be it for this video. If you are on Facebook, you can like the video. You can follow Mr. Info 5000. If you are on YouTube, you can search Mr. Info space 5000. 5000 is spelled out FIVETHOUSAND. Peace.